Greedy corporations, they pretty much hate this. Corporations are now going to be required to pay taxes in a way that's different from what they've done before. And world leaders have come to an historic agreement that every investor should understand and know about. And I'm going to break some of this down for you on the changes in corporate taxation. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black economics and Black wealth every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day under one condition. The condition is that you must be Black first. Black first means that we put our own community at the top of our priority list. B1 also means that we must be one to be successful. Also, B1 means that our children, B1 children, are going to lead the world when it comes to wealth and economics within the next 50 years. If you believe in the B1 philosophy, and if you agree with this, put a hashtag B and the number one in the chat, hashtag B1. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about some changes in corporate taxation that are really going to affect some of these major tech companies, some of these major multinationals. And I'm not going to be here long, but I just wanted to just kind of break this down for you because this is huge. This is a very big deal. Now, let me just tell you how the hustle has been going so far, Nathaniel and Larry and the God in me. Basically, corporations have been able to gut the U.S. government. They've gutted the government largely because they are able to set up their headquarters in a way where they don't have to pay taxes in the places where they operate and make their money. They only pay taxes in the place where they're actually headquartered, which is just kind of a, you could almost call it a scam. You could call it tax evasion. You can call it something else. And what it's done is it's had a devastating impact on the country's finances. So let me show you all the U.S. Debt clock. This screen is usdebtclock.org. And this number here on the far left, at the top left, is actually, sorry, let me pull it up here. There we go. That number on the top left is that 28 trillion 852 billion 240 million 100 and well, the number is going up so fast. The debt of the top left number is our national debt, right? And it's such a crazy number that it literally goes up by $1 million probably about every 60 seconds. And a lot of this debt and this deficit, where we're spending twice as much money as we're bringing in, is driven partly because rich people are able to get away with not paying taxes. And because they're not paying taxes, you're running into these economic problems that exist because corporations are able to kind of evade and get away with only God knows what. Now, that's a good question, Jerry. Will your portfolios decline as a result? I haven't seen any significant movement in the stock market as a result of this agreement. I'm looking right now at the Dow today. The stock market's up, so maybe it's not such a big deal long term. And another area of uncertainty about this new tax change is that they don't know what Congress is going to do. Congress may or may not even ratify this. They may not even agree to any of this. So if Congress doesn't go along with it, then the U.S. won't be on board. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens because the United States has a lot of people in office who work for the corporations, who work to minimize the tax bills for these corporations. Now, so if you want some details, hit the thumbs up button, by the way. Please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button on whatever platform you're on. If you want to know some details of this change in corporate tax rates, first of all, the minimum tax rate is now going to be 15%, which is a very big deal. Also, what this minimum tax rate does is it keeps countries from competing with each other. It stops this race to the bottom where corporations are going to places like Ireland, where Apple puts their headquarters in Ireland. And good and damn well that Apple ain't making its money in Ireland. Apple's making its money here. Apple's making its money in Europe. Apple's making its money in places where they should be paying taxes. But they put their headquarters in Ireland because Ireland said, hey, we our effective tax rate is 5%. So you can keep all that money. Also, before there was no minimum, and now the minimum is going to be 15%. You also have to pay taxes in the country where you operate now, and as opposed to just paying taxes in the country where you're headquartered. Next, the biggest companies that will be impacted will be the tech giants. The tech giants, mainly the FANG stocks, Facebook, Amazon, Alphabet, Netflix, and Google, etc. They made probably about a little bit less than $5 trillion in the last decade, maybe a little bit more. And out of that $5 trillion, they paid less than 200 billion in taxes, which is a pretty small percentage of what they should have actually paid. 200 billion is a tiny number compared to 5 trillion. And so a lot of people feel that these companies should have paid a lot more. I mean, think about that, right? You make $5 trillion, 200 billion in taxes. A lot of y'all, think about it like this. If you make 50 grand, in a year, how much of that do you think you're going to bring home? Somebody guess. Give me a number. Guess a number. If I make $50,000, how much am I going to bring home? What about 40, 45, 30, 35? What y'all think? So I don't know. Let's guess 30, right? Let's say I make 50, I bring 35. Let's say I make 50, I bring home 35K, right? So that's a little bit more than 60% is 30K. So let's go with 30K, right? 30 is 60%, right? So think about that $5 trillion number. Well, if you make 5 trillion in profits, you would expect, if you use that same percentage, that 40% of that is going to go toward taxes, then 40% of 5 trillion is $2 trillion. So a lot of these companies are just not paying what they're supposed to pay. They're not paying what they really owe the country, and the country struggles and suffers because they're not paying their fair share, and it ends up harming society at large. Like the government can't do what it needs to do because you've got all these companies making money hand over fist, and they're not giving back what they should be giving back. So if you want to know my opinion, I support this. I'd be curious to see how this plays out. The corporations will probably find other loopholes to get around some of it. But and also in America, you have a fundamentally corrupt country because you don't have campaign finance reform, because what happens is the corporations have all the money, so they put all the money behind political candidates who are going to let them get away with anything that they want. So for example, in the pandemic, you're seeing lots of harm coming because you got big pharma that literally has been allowed to become, what was it, Nino from New Jack City. Big pharma has been literally legally allowed now to sell a product, meaning the jab, that you have to get. They're mandating that product. The only thing better than an addiction is a mandate, right? That's stronger than an addiction. It's think about it. Why did the crack dealers have all the money back in the day when they had big gold chains and Kangol and were driving, Mercedes Benzes with a big emblem on the front? Well, the reason they made so much money is because they had a product that was addictive. And so the only thing better than an addicted product is a mandated product. So big pharma, who literally does things like they will jack the price up of a drug to ungodly amounts of money. They jacked up the price of Xanax. I want to say the markup on Xanax was 560,000% or something insane like that. So they jack up the prices of these drugs. They're making money hand over fist, and you've given them Nino Brown power, like Nino from New Jack City, where they are literally allowed to sell a product that is mandated. That is absolutely criminal. It is absolutely shameful. It's absolutely ridiculous, and you should be skeptical of this because it's the most toxic form of capitalism I've ever seen. So anyway, guys, I'm going to roll out of here. We have a children's program. If you want your kids to learn economics, our Black Business School for Children is at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. The URL's on the screen. We make a guarantee that says that once your child goes through our program, through the curriculum, it's all digital. There's self-study exams. They can also get a little bachelor's degree when they get done. If they go through our curriculum, they will have a financial literacy level that exceeds the average college-educated adult. So if you have kids in your house, and you want to educate them on economics, which will make a difference for the rest of their life, sign them up at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. You can even try it out. The first month is free, and there's a 100% money back guarantee if you're unhappy for any reason. So feel free to go to blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Love you guys, and I will be back around a little bit later, and I will talk to you soon. Take care now. Peace.